What's up, guys? It's Jay coming at you from the Hooch, and I'm doing a year-end Jay's favorite gear from 2025. So we've had an opportunity to play with a lot of cool things over this past year, and I have to tell you, I have 5 standouts from this year that really did it for me. Some I've used all year long, and a couple of them are very recent items that just have been a game changer for me. So anyways, so the very first one I'm going to start off with is the D&T Hydra thermal sight. This is a 3-in-1 thermal monocular that can be used as a handheld unit. It can be used as a clip-on on your rifle, and it can be used as a dedicated scope. So 3 different uses for it. This is phenomenal. This was probably my favorite piece of gear to use out at SEER Challenge. We got a lot of use out of this. Total game changer. I couldn't imagine being out in a patrol situation, especially in like an observation post, an overnight scenario, what have you, where I did not have thermal capability. I can do it without night vision, but having used thermal now and having used it for half the year, I couldn't do it without thermal. So definitely a standout item, the D&T Hydra. So definitely check those out. Links to all these will be down below. But this, first and foremost, this was the home run of the year. Thermal is getting very inexpensive. Here you're at sub $1,000 for a multi use units. It's incredibly versatile, and just can't say enough good things about it. So like I said, home run item there, D&T Hydra. Number 2 most favorite item is the TAC 9D from Exotic Ammo. This, guys, this has been an absolute joy to use out in the field. Here I have it mounted to one of my Bear Creek rifles in a Gordon setup, but more as a M203 setup here on the launcher. But that TAC D9 launcher from Exotic Ammo, you can use it as a standalone unit, you can use it mounted as you see it here. But this, with a mixture of 37 millimeter ammo for it, you know, concussion rounds, detonator rounds, all your different animal control rounds are great. You have probably 50 to 60 yards on that, which is fantastic. You can send smoke out 20 or 30 yards, and then we also have flares as well. So I've been using this since summer. Just been, number one, it's super fun. It's very cool. They're not horribly expensive. Why wouldn't you, right? I mean, if you have the ability to grab one, I would definitely grab one. There's a lot of guys doing content out there on it. Grunt Proof has some videos up there. Modern Gun and Gear, he has some videos up there on it. But that that classic M203 design from Exotic Ammo, like I said, once again, this is the TAC D9. It's a 9-inch underbarrel 37 millimeter launcher. So anyways, so that's number 2. Number 3, the Recon Leaders Manual or the Recon Leaders Guide from the Professional Citizen Project. Guys, I have used this guide extensively throughout this last year to help me on my journey at becoming better at being out in the field, to be a better leader, to be more tuned into what I'm doing, to make sure I'm doing things right. And this has been an incredible guide for it. It is loaded with nice hints on how to do things. I mean, there's a whole table of contents there, if you guys can see that. But from patrol formations to observation posts to op boards, checklists, day, night, comms, I mean, it's all there. There's diagrams of everything. It's very easy to follow. I want to say it is less than 100 pages long. It fits in a BDU pocket, or I've been keeping it in the lid of my rucksack. That has been, I I cannot recommend this enough. This has been huge, and every single person you talk to who has bought this has said the exact same thing. So I cannot recommend that enough from the Professional Citizen Project, the Recon Leader's Guide. So Jack Morris, he outdid himself on this. Incredibly useful, as well as all their other manuals, right? But this is a good one. Next, these two items I've gotten very recently. One of them, the Crossfire CF2 Pack. I got to use one of these out at Sear Challenge. In fact, I used Randall's out at Sear Challenge. I absolutely loved it. I never felt like I was wearing it, even though I had it on a good majority of the time, but that combined with the DZ rig was just outstanding. So I cannot say enough good things about how well this carries, how well the setup is on it for attaching external pockets. When I used it, the main pack, the CF2, and then I had 2 side pockets on it for extra gear, and that was perfect for a 3-day loadout. It really excelled at that. It carried extremely well. It carried great with the DZ rig. The whole system was just absolutely outstanding. So I got mine late in the game, late this year, but I got to use it extensively out at Sear and just absolutely loved it. Now, a bunch of the guys out there used the CF day pack lid as well. Both Ben and Tom used it, and that was an outstanding addition to this. So even though I don't have a ton of time under this yet, being able to use it in a real world scenario like Sear Challenge just absolutely sold me on it. That just done deal. This is, guys, I can't say it enough. If you're looking for an ideal 3-day rucksack, which let's face it, in reality, this is for the modern Minuteman. This is the size pack that you need. And to know that you can up it a bit with side pockets, whether you need the extra space or you want better organization, the CF2 from Crossfire is by far the way to go. There's not a better pack out there. You'll never buy another pack. It is just absolutely outstanding. And I've used a lot of packs through the years. Very expensive packs, very cheap packs, in all sorts of environments. I mean, I have 30 plus years of experience carrying loads. This pack is phenomenal. So I'm very glad I got one. I look forward to using it a whole lot more in this upcoming year, but absolutely outstanding. Last but not least, there's another Crossfire product. This is the jacket. This is their smock. This is their entry into the smock category. It's essentially a soft shell jacket, right? That is incredibly high. They say it's waterproof. Tom and Ben both wore one out at Sear Challenge. In fact, I think Randall had one too. They never got wet after 2.5 days of absolutely pouring rain, several inches of rain falling. It was lightweight. It was breathable. Just absolutely outstanding. It layers well. The pocket arrangement is just absolutely outstanding. It comes with a zip-in, zip-out fleece liner. This jacket is, I think, a game changer. I've worn smocks through the years. I've worn Gore-Tex tops, Gore-Tex pants, the whole deal. Once again, high-end Patagonia Arc'teryx, low-end stuff, GI issue stuff. This from Crossfire, the jackets, this is, once again, I got this late in the game this year, guys, but it is an outstanding piece of outerwear. So I be on the lookout to see a lot more of this, especially through these winter months and through the springtime. But this is going to become my go-to foul weather gear or outer shell that I've been wearing it every single day since I've gotten it here in the early winter here in Ohio. And it is just absolutely outstanding. So I can't say enough good things about that. Once again, that's the jacket from Crossfire. So guys, that is Jay's top 5 items that I've used for 2025. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm not saying go buy it. I'm just telling you that these are 5 items of mine that have been absolute standouts throughout the year. And this is from somebody who uses a lot of gear. I use it in the field a lot, and I have a lot of experience with it. And these are things that just are absolute standouts. So guys, take care. Keep getting out there. Keep training. Everybody have a Merry Christmas, and we'll chat with you soon. Later.